Right, we're live. First of 3 installments for this evening. JFT and Liam with me, as always. Good to see you, boys. We've got Keyshawn Davis versus Edwin De Los Santos for the WBO Lightweight World Championship. Norfolk, Virginia. They're bringing Keyshawn back again to his hometown. I think we did the watch-along for the Dennis Baranchik victory last time, where we said about how much the crowd came out to support Keyshawn. So fair play to Top Rank for getting him back out again. In his hometown. De Los Santos, tough guy, 16-2. He's been in with a lot of names in and around those divisions as well. So he's only really lost to the upper echelon, should we say that? I think Shakur's one, and someone will correct me on who his other losses to.
Jose Valenzuela.
Valenzuela. So yeah, look, he's lost to 2 solid fighters there. So don't hate it for a first defense for Keyshawn, to be fair, but I don't know if you boys have any thoughts on it.
Go on, Liam. I'll let you go first.
As first defenses go, mate, it's solid enough. I mean, at least it's an opponent that's got some credibility about them. We've spoken about Opetaya's opponent for Sunday as a mandatory and how he's there because he's got an IBF European belt and the little that counts for. At least De Los Santos has something about him. Look, he was competitive enough against Valenzuela. Against Shakur, it was one of those performances where Shakur ended up having half the arena leave on him during the fight because it was 12 rounds of boxing. So, look, he'll be live in there with Keyshawn, but he's probably tailor-made similar to when Keyshawn picked up the belt for him to make another statement, isn't it? That's what this is for Top Rank. They need Keyshawn Davis to keep making statements, to keep picking up impressive victories, and that's where I'm leaning towards with this one. It's a solid opponent without being anyone that should give him major issues.
Yeah, I think so. Evening, Luke. I hope you're well, mate. Good to see you. Jay, Luke says Keyshawn, for me, will be the biggest star in American boxing within 3 years. I actually think he could be correct with that as well. Massive talent and very exciting to watch.
Yeah, exciting to watch. He's got the personality of a fucking breeze block. He just says outlandish shit, a bit like Teofimo Lopez. He's trying too hard for me. Instead of just letting his boxing do the talking, he wants to be the character, which I get is the game. And that's what puts bums on seats. But speaking to people within boxing that I know, they feel the same as I do. Just let your fists and your matches do the talking. He's trying too hard to be a character. I get the Adrian Broner feel from him sometimes. He's not that much of a prick as Adrian Broner. That would take some doing. I think there's only the likes of myself that can rival Adrian Broner for being an absolute obnoxious prick. But look, ultimately the kid's probably top 3 lightweights current for me. There's not many lightweights that. I mean, I'd put him in with Shakur.
Well, it's Tank and Shakur and him, isn't it? Really? Well, Lamont Roach.
Roach. I think we'll get found out when Tank. When Tank rematches him, I think he'll beat him decisively. I think Shakur and him would be a chess match. I think Shakur edges him in speed, but Keyshawn's got the power.
Andy Cruz as well.
Andy Cruz, who they've fought 5 times, I want to say, have they?
4, I think.
Cruz and
or 4 or
Keyshawn,
5, yeah.
It's a few. But look, it's skills that pay the bills, and he's got that in abundance. De Los Santos, just going back to his opponent, Liam said he's only lost, or you said that he'd only lost at the higher echelon. That's because all his opponents, bar these 2 losses, are very low-tier fighters.
Liam, he beat Valenzuela. I've just pulled up his box rec. Sorry, Jay. He lost to William Foster III.
Oh, the great William Foster III. Oh, I do apologise. So I forgot about him. Is he another Russell, yeah?
He stopped Valenzuela in 3 rounds, which is a good win, to be fair.
That's a good win. But other than that, he hasn't really boxed anybody.
Mate, he hasn't fought since 2023.
Which, again, is I don't like to see somebody coming out of obscurity, let's say, from the sofa for a first title defense. So it looks good on paper, the record and some of the names that he's fought. But you shouldn't be defending your world title on home soil against somebody that's been sat on the couch for 2 years.
He's been brought in. Sorry, Jay. He's been brought in for one reason.
Opponent. Yeah,
he's been brought in for one reason. He's fought, sorry, for two reasons. A, he's fought a couple of the big names, but B, he's never been stopped. And Keyshawn has had a couple of easy, quick nights to work in his last two fights against Lemos and winning the belt against Dennis Berencic. De Los Santos, I'd be surprised if Keyshawn bangs him out early. That would be very impressive. The guy's never been stopped.
We did say that about Lemos, though. Lemos, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. And it was impressive, to be fair.
Up until he... that's Keyshawn's edge on a lot of the lightweights for me. He's fast. He's very skillful. His feet are really good, but he bangs hard as well. He's very similar.
Body work, brilliant.
What I rate him on, Tank's got real good one-punch concussive power. It's not accumulative with Tank. He finds his range, and then finds the target, and he'll hurt them. Keyshawn hurts them with pretty much every power shot he throws. Mm-hmm. So it's accumulative, and I think that's why he gets the stoppages he does, because he can dismantle people, whereas Tank will lose 5 or 6 rounds and then knock you out in the 7th.
Yeah.
He has that equalizer. Keyshawn's got it all. He seems, out of them all, he's the more well-rounded package. You know, Shakur's got speed and skills to burn. Tank's got not as good as skills, but power and some speed. Keyshawn's a mixture of them all. He's got speed, power, footwork. I like what I see. I just wish sometimes he'd keep his mouth shut.
Yeah, I feel you. Right, prediction time, boys. I think Keyshawn Davis is going to break down and be the first one to stop Edwin De Los Santos later on in the fight. I think his momentum, his form, everything about where he's at right now is going to be a little bit too much for De Los Santos. Look, is there a potential for, you know, the puncher's chance, if you want to call it that, because he can bang. Look, he's 14 finishes in 16. I don't think so personally, but look, you never know. I don't see him winning a decision, though. I'll be honest on that. Sorry, De Los Santos. This is not Keyshawn. Obviously, I see Keyshawn can win a decision, but I think he might stop him late, boys.
Go, mate.
Sorry, Liam. I'm similar to yourself. I think sort of between rounds 8 and 10, I think it'll start to get on top of his opponent. I think De Los Santos will be able to hang in there. You know, he's a tough guy, but as I said, Keyshawn hits pretty hard with most of his power shots, and I think he'll put he'll concentrate some of his efforts to the body early on, and I think that'll start to pay dividends. Yeah. And when the hands start to drop to defend the body, I think he'll take him out to the head. So I think he'll get him out of there sort of mid to late, 8 to 10.
No, sorry, Liam. No, Luca, I've had to stop my mid-round predictions now. I've had to mix it up a little bit after being called out.
Rinsing and repeating the predictions.
Yeah, rinsing and repeating my predictions. So no, mate, late stoppage for me, mate. Get it on camera, get it on record. Sorry, Liam.
I think Keyshawn does it early. I think he does it in the first 6.
Oh, here we go. Mid-rounds.
No, not earlier than that, mate. Earlier than that. not coming for your crown, mate. Don't worry, we saved that one. No, I just think he's going to look to make another statement. Look, Top Rank have got him out from February to the start of June. They've probably told him the plan is to get him out again the back end of the summer. I just think he's going to look to make another statement. Look, this is his first defense. I am the man at this weight class, and then he'll call out Shakur, because it's not going to be Tank because of the Roach rematch. So it's either going to be Andy Cruz as a final eliminator on the Cambosis card in a couple of weeks. So it's either going to be Andy Cruz or it's going to be, hopefully, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, well, look, we don't know what's going on with that IBF belt yet. Technically, Loma's still the champ. I think Andy Cruz could be picking up a vacant IBF belt fairly soon.
After he wins this eliminator, yeah, I think.
Yeah, so wouldn't surprise me if we get a cheeky unification there. And look, Keyshawn against Andy Cruz, that's a great fight. That is a fantastic fight. And I don't know who I think would win, because Keyshawn's looking better as a pro, and he is,
but you know, Cruz potentially has got his number.
Yeah, I agree with that as well.
Aspects of the matchup, so it's an intriguing fight.
It's a great fight. It really is.
I would favour Keyshawn. I think he's had the better resume in terms of the pros, but you know, they know each other. Cruz could have a psychological advantage when push comes to shove.
Like Masood against Liam Davis, remember 2-0 in the amateurs. Very much like that.
Yeah, so no,
I mean,
there's some great fights to come off the back of the weekend. It's an intriguing night. You know, or we could see De Los Santos, the new champion. I don't believe we will, but you know, strange things have happened.
stranger things have happened. Resendiz beating Caleb Plant as a 25-1 favourite. Plant was at the weekend. Evening, Humble Apple Crumble. Thanks for joining us, boys. We'll leave it there then. All three of us think Keyshawn will get the job done by a stoppage. Let us know what you think, and we will be back for Callum Simpson versus Ivan Zuko for the vacant European Super Middleweight Championship in 2 minutes. Cheers, guys.
Happy retirement, John.